What's up, guys? Shane here with Rice Creek Bushcraft. We're going to have another knife review today. Pretty excited about this one. I've been looking at them for a while and I finally picked one up. What are we talking about? Well, you already know what we're talking about. The Bark River jx5 Vengeful 1. And CPM 3V. This one has black canvas micarta. So, I'll get out here in front of the camera, we'll talk a little bit. So anyways, I'm sure you guys have already heard a lot about this knife. I've heard a lot about it for a while. Been pretty excited to get my hands on it and actually test it out. A buddy of mine has one and said, Shane, I've been on the fence, and he's like, you just gotta buy one. You just gotta get out there and buy one. Check it out, see what you think of it. So, we'll go through a few specs real quick. First of all, this was designed by Chris Tanner, Prepared Mind 101. I have no affiliation with him whatsoever. I've never talked to him in my life, but this is his knife design. He also had the Jess Muck. He's had several knives that he's designed, and some of them are a bit strange looking. Like, you look at this knife, it's odd looking knife. It doesn't look as normal as your everyday fixed blade. It's got this big long handle. It's got this big swoop here, a huge nose, a big sweeping belly. It's got a fuller. So you look at it and you think, man, it's just a different looking knife. But to be honest, I think he put a ton of thought in this knife in designing it for its intended purpose of being a chopper, but also being kind of that one tool option, if you will. What does that mean? Well, it is a chopper. It's designed to be a chopper, but at the same time, you can do finer tasks with it. And I'm going to get closer here and show you some of the different aspects of this handle and the blade design and the reason he designed it this way. I think he did an awesome job. The knife feels fantastic. So if we look at some of the aspects of this knife, so you've got, like I said, this big sweeping belly, and you've got a lot of weight up here. This is really thick, and there's a lot of weight in here. And that's so you have weight forward. So when you're chopping, you don't have to use so much power. You just kind of let the tool do the work. So I think that's why I designed it this way. You've got a lot of weight forward on it, so it's going to be a better chopper. Fuller, the reason they put fullers in knives typically is for balance and to lighten it up. So it lightens this portion, but the fuller stops there and you have all this weight here. So that's why I think he did that. The handle has a nice shape to it. It's thicker in the middle. It's kind of got that Coke bottle shape, if you will. Nice palm swell. So you've essentially got these three different positions. You have the normal grip, what I'll call the normal grip. You've got the grip back here for really chopping away. You know, if you want to hold it like this or like this, you can really get after it, I would assume. I haven't used this knife. I just got it today, so I haven't done anything. I got it secondhand. In the third position, you have this cutout here. It's not really a choil. I consider a choil is in the blade itself, but it puts your hand really close to the edge of to the edge, so you can get up close for finer tasks. So, like I said, I think he did a good job of designing it. I think it's going to work really well. I don't know that for a fact, but we're going to find out together. So it's around 15.6 inches long. It's got a 9.06 inch blade. The thickness is, what is it, 0.21 or 0.214. So if you compare it to my Falcon Even Modern Boy, I mean, I guess this is my other chopper, which I don't consider this a chopper, but this is 0.29. So you can see it's quite a bit, the Modern Boy is quite a bit thicker. But, you know, this is a Bowie style blade. This was never really designed to chop. Does this chop? Hell yeah, it chops really awesome. I love it. But you have a Bowie style guard, which I don't care for, because you have that distance from here to the cutting edge, where this one, you're practically right on top of the cutting edge, and I like that. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the specs. And I think we're not gonna get crazy here. I'm not gonna do any batoning. I don't really have anything baton. I'm gonna take the camera off the tripod for a second and show you what we're kind of gonna do. We've got this old scraggly apple tree here, and I was up in it like a monkey the other day, cutting and sawing some of the limbs off, and you can see the pile that I have here. And this is stuff I did all this with my modern Bowie. This is probably 5.5 foot tall brush. So we've got all this wood we can work with. But anyways, I thought we'd get set up over here and we just kind of see what this thing will do as far as just chopping through some of this stuff and kind of take a look at how clean or not clean it does. You can see that just sliced right through it. Beautiful. So we'll get the camera set up and we'll chop through some of the stuff and see how this thing acts. Yeah, so let me get the camera, tripod, we'll get going. Okay guys, so we're set up. We're gonna do a little bit of chopping with both of these knives. Just because I like to compare two different knives. It's just me. I do it a lot, I know, and maybe it's annoying, but I just like to verse a knife against another knife and kind of see which one performs better. I'm assuming this is gonna be the better chopper. So let's do a little chopping and see how it does. Now, I know the modern Bowie does an awesome job. Like I said, it's not really a chopper, but it did really well so far. All this stuff I chopped with it. So we'll just go through. This is pretty much what I was doing yesterday. So we'll just, now I'm not, I want you guys to know I'm not just going to be wailing away. I'm just going to, look at that. It's right through that. That's about an inch across or so. I went through it like butter. And when I get a chopper, this is what I think it's, I mean, for me, it's what it's intended for. Now, if you want to talk about a one-tool option, you're out in the woods, this is the only thing you have, then you may need to build a shelter. But me, I'm going to take, at minimum, a small saw, if not my katana Bowie. Chopping's a lot of damn work. It's just a lot of work. I think it's a wasted time. But if you had to do it, per se, then you're going to want something like this. Look at that. Now, I hope you guys can see. I'm not wailing away on this. Look how thick that is. That's over an inch, inch and a half, and I sliced through it like it wasn't even there. So basically, yesterday I was just kind of doing this, and coming down, cleaning these up, because I'm going to take some of this and split it up for my smoker, because it is apple. I just throw it in a pile over here. So here's a bit thicker piece. I mean, seriously, it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. I mean, I'm just slicing right through this with one hit, no problem. Right through the knot. This is what I feel like the chopper's for. Not trying to build a log cabin with it. Need a saw, some axes, stuff like that. So let's chop through some of this thicker stuff here. Hopefully we're staying in focus. If you're chopping, guys, get your stuff so it's not springy. It takes all your power away when you're bouncing. So I'm just gonna chop through. Or I'm going to chop, let's say, 10 times. How about that? How about that? 10 times. And I'm not going to go crazy. I'm going to let the tool do the work. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm 3/4 of the way through. We'll try to stay as close as we can to that, and we'll do it with a modern Bowie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I say that the jx5 got through a little bit more, and it felt better. This knurling on here it's aggressive. I mean, it kind of hurts your hand a little bit. see if we can chop through the rust away. Now when I got this knife, it was far from sharp. I don't know, the previous owner must have used it some. So I took my ceramic stone, went over it, maybe spent a couple minutes on it, 2-3 minutes, and then I stropped it, and I mean, if I get my dang camera focus, it will just peel your skin right off. I'm telling you, this thing's sharp. Awesome. My buddy that talked me into this finally told me. He said it's the best chopper he's ever had in his life. And I'm not really a chopper guy. Like I said, I like to use a saw. It's more efficient. But it's just fun. Look at this, just peel these right off. Okay, we're gonna go through this. This is 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches. See how many times it takes. So 1, 2 times essentially. We'll go through this piece. This is 3/4 of an inch, 1 inch. No, that's my bad. I'm gonna hit it down here. 1 time. So, we talked about a 1-tool option. Let's see how it can do some smaller tasks and such. I think that word gets overused, but I don't know what else to say. Oops, got my camera here. Alright, let's see if we can. Now this isn't going to feather stick because it's green as hell, but I'm just showing you if you had the right wood, you could definitely do it. This isn't the most stable way to do it, considering I'm trying to do it in the air. Well, you can see I can make feather sticks no problem. No problem. Alright, let's do some right straight across this. Okay, I'm not going to try to cut at an angle. I'm going to cut straight through it. Just straight down. This is very hard to do. No problem. Now if we were to actually make a notch. Right through. This thing's pretty sweet. I like it. Now, for any of you guys that have ever cut through apple or done anything with apple before, it's super obvious. You can see it's got 10 million limbs on it. It's just knotty. My suggestion is if you're ever going to get wood for a smoker from apple and do it, I'm going to cut this up into small portions and baton it. Don't do it when it's dry. It's literally hard as concrete. Sweet. Well, can we make a notch with it? all the way through it. Wasn't trying to do that. Okay, now let's try it. Yeah, it does a fine job. Okay, now we're just gonna see, we're just gonna like a power cut here. Alright, let's make a tent stake. That's pretty crooked. Let me find us a piece here. Here we go. I do this all the time. I have a shelter that I go out to, and it's kind of has a framework made, and then I just throw a tarp over it. And I always, every time I go out, I make new tent stakes to tie it off with paracord. There you go, that's all you gotta do. When you got a tent stake, you can tie some paracord around it, stick in the ground for your tarp. Anyways, I think I've spent enough time messing with this, but yeah, I like it. I like the feel of it. I like the design features. I like the weight. It feels, I mean, it wants to chop. The tool wants to do the work because of the weight forward design. Let me show you the sheath real quick. I have the sheath on. I'm gonna take it off so you can see that. So this is my thoughts on the sheath. And I'm not dissing the sheath at all. The sheath is awesome. I mean, it is super heavy duty. It's super thick. So I'll show you what it looks like inside. Say it fits in there well. That's not the problem or the thing that I don't like about it. It's this. That when you attach this to your belt, it's pretty rigid, so sitting down is going to be a huge problem. It lays really kind of tight against your side, and some people may like that, and that's fine. I personally like, and I think I'm gonna try to put some type of ring in here and make a dangler. I just like a dangler better. I'm not saying there's a problem with the sheath. I'm just saying for me personally, I like a dangler. I can sit down, I can move around. It's not stuck right against my side. So anyways, guys, that is the vid for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. And maybe next I'll have a grizzly to test. I don't know yet. All right. Thanks for spending your time with me. See ya.